guest live on the show from South Range, fresh off their regional semifinal win, going into the regional championship. It's Giada Pauline, the left fielder junior for the Raiders. Giada, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, first things first, Giada. When we talked to Coach DeRose before the season even started and we had his season preview, he singled you out as one of the players that he expected a whole lot from. He thought you were going to have a breakout season at the plate. He'd been using you as a fielder for a long time, but he knew that you were ready for more responsibilities with the bat in your hands. And man, did you show up? You spent a lot of the season first on the team in batting average. Now you're down there at fourth, but with this team, that's no knock at all. You still have a very good average. What has been working so well for you this year, especially at the plate?
I definitely think my confidence is a big key. I mean, you have to have confidence. You go up to the plate and just say, I'm going to hit the ball.
When you were going to, start this season and, the weeks leading up to it, you knew you were going to have your opportunities. What kind of mental mindset were you trying to get yourself into so you could take that opportunity and run with it?
Well, during basketball season, I suffered an injury that I was not able to play my junior year of basketball. So I know I just had to come strong for softball and just be there for my team.
What was that like coming back from injury? You have to, like you said, miss the whole basketball season. The physical part of coming back from an injury is always hard, but aside from that, what was the mental part of coming back from an injury like for you as well?
I was a little worried, but I kept my head up and went to all the therapy sessions. And, I already had missed basketball season, so I would have hated to miss softball season as well. So I just knew that I had to keep going and just work hard on getting my foot better for softball.
Being a part of that team while not being able to play and trying to still be there for your teammates that were putting a lot of time into basketball, how much do you think that made you a better leader and a better, an emotional and energetic leader for the softball team now?
Yeah, I definitely had to just be there for the girls. Though I couldn't be on the court with them, I was always there to help them with whatever they needed. And I just took that leadership role and went with it.
So that being said, how excited were you to just be back into a competitive atmosphere again and be able to play softball when you got back on the field?
I was so excited. Being off for that long is so hard, not doing anything. So just working, going back and like exercising, even like running was like a big step for me, and it was a lot of fun.
Let's talk about the way this season progressed. We've talked about it with a lot of your teammates, and we know the image of this South Range team. Some of the quote unquote experts this year maybe thought, hey, you'll lose 5 starters last year, you lose 2 pitchers. Maybe the South Range team might be a little down. Maybe you guys felt a little underappreciated. What has it been like going through this season and still being the same old dominant South Range and showing people exactly what the program's all about?
Yeah, making it to regionals my 3 years in a row for me has been very special. We set a goal as a team at the beginning of the year to make it to the regional tournament, and being able to successfully do that is amazing.
Talked a little bit earlier about being a leader on this team. There's only one senior with Gretchen Bartels, and now as an upperclassman and one senior on the team, you're just asked to be a little bit more of a leader this year. What's that been like, and how have you handled the responsibilities put on you in the leadership category?
Yes, I have embraced the leadership role, but I know as when I came as a freshman, I had like the juniors and the seniors to help me and take me under their wing. So I'm just hoping that I'm doing that for the underclassmen, knowing that they can always come and talk to me whenever they need something, and just being there for them on and off the field.
Is there a leader of the past, whether it be your freshman or sophomore year, that you felt like really impacted you and showed you how to be a leader?
Yes, definitely Kelly Zolik. I miss her a lot. She really took me under her wing my freshman year and my sophomore year, and I love playing with her, and she's just a great person.
And what kind of leadership qualities do you think you took from Kelly that you employ now into your leadership experiences?
Definitely communicating. That's like a big thing, especially in outfield. I feel like this year I've communicated a lot more than past years, and I just got to keep that going.
Now, you've always been a great outfielder. You've always been a left field for the South Range team. How much pride do you take in your defense? How much pride do you take out there knowing that if anything's hitting left, it's pretty much a no-fly zone?
I take a lot of pride in that. All of our outfielders are great, both Selena and Riley. Never have any doubts on when a ball is hit to them that it's not going to be made a great play, and you just always have to focus on the next play, even when a mistake is made. But I love backing up the throws, especially, and all the bunts, and just being able to lay out for a ball is just a great feeling.
Talk about the dynamic of the outfielders. You brought them up, Selena and Riley. You three are, out east save lives. That's
Yeah.
what they all say. What kind of dynamic do you guys have out there, and what's it like? I know there are some fun things that happen in the outfield in the downtime of softball. So, what's it like having those two out there, and what's the dynamic like between you three?
Yes, we're all like connected very well. We know each other's thinking kind of, so we all just try to back each other up and just make the play.
Now we know all summer you are also into the travel ball world, and you play on a
Yeah.
very good travel team. What's that do for you as a softball player and as a person to be able to go to another team and to be able to have different personalities on the travel team and to be able to be coached by different people? What's that do for you as a player and a person?
All of my coaches are very amazing. Both of my softball teams, whether it's travel or high school, they're both my second families. And I love being around all the girls and being in the atmosphere of playing all the softball is just great.
Travel gets you relationships with other players that don't play for South Range. So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Who are some of your best friends in the softball world that don't wear the same uniform as you do?
Two girls go to Hopewell, Bella Katkich and Kara Barkovich. I have grown very close to them, and Kylie Pursuta, she goes to Blackhawk, and we all connect very well together, both on and off the field. And from them, they're in PA, so it's a lot different than Ohio, but just being able to see them across the line is like very fun.
Yeah, and you get to support them. You don't have to, fight them
Yes.
for a conference
Yeah.
championship or anything like that. So
Yeah.
that must be nice for you. I want to also talk about your dad and what it's like to grow up with, the softball coach and the softball coach dynamic of all the softball dads out there. Most of them end up being coaches anyway. What's that
Yeah.
been like for you growing up with him on this journey?
Oh, it's great. When I was younger, I did competitive dance. I was not in sports until I was about 8 years old, and then I kind of stepped my foot into it, and I've never looked back. I loved playing sports. I loved having my dad there supporting me, and it's just a great feeling, especially now, since this year is the first year I've got to experience him being in the dugout with me. It's been very special to me. I love him in there.
What got you into that transition from dance to competitive sports?
Well, I broke my wrist doing a back handspring, and I wanted to play soccer too. That was my first sport that I played. And my parents said, "Well, you have to choose one or the other." So I gave up dance and decided to play soccer, and I'm so glad I did.
And now let's talk about the softball journey. When did you get into softball? And then when did you find yourself, taking it more than a hobby and falling in love with the sport and obviously spending so much time in it?
Yes, I started softball when I was about, I think, 8 or 9. And my last year of coach pitch, and I really enjoyed it. I loved all the girls, all the coaches, and my 10U year, we decided to jump into travel ball, and that's when I really fell in love with the sport, and being able to play it all the time was just amazing.
Upperclassmanship doesn't just bring more leadership; it also brings more work in the classroom. So let's talk about your schooling journey this year. What it's been like. You're at the tail end. I don't know. Is school out yet? I don't even
Yeah,
know the school
yesterday
calendar.
was my last day.
All right,
So,
let's go. So
yeah,
recap the school year, how it went for you, and what was some of your favorite classes were.
it was a little stressful, but I got it done. I really like problem solving, so I would have to say that math is definitely my favorite subject, and English as well. I'm in the honors English class, so I really like both of those.
Now that's interesting because most people that say math are the opposite way about English. I don't know if you've run into a lot of your friends that are like that too.
Yeah, I
Is it
like
is
both
there
of them.
is you like them both, but is there one that you have to work a little bit harder at, or it doesn't come as naturally to you?
I think math comes a little easier to me, but I mean English isn't far off from there. I really like, although I do like a straight prompt rather than writing
Mhm.
something creative. I like the book writing. I like all of that.
So you're more of a, hey, here's a book report, right?
Yes,
Here's a
yes,
research
definitely,
paper.
definitely
Um,
me.
what are some of your favorite books that have been assigned to you to read and make a report on in your English classes?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to say To Kill a Mockingbird. I
Mm.
really like that book, and I like the assignments that came along with it.
When you think about going into your senior year next year as a student and as a athlete, you start to think about your future. You still have a year to think about it. You don't have to have all your decisions made, but have you started to kind of ponder on what career path you might be finding yourself in and what things interest you?
Yes, I really enjoy being around kids and working with them, so definitely education. And I also thought about psychology, being a child psychologist. I thought both of those were very interesting to me and I would enjoy doing both of them.
Are you diving into the possibility of playing softball at the next level, or is that going to be the end of your career when you're done in high school?
No, I'm definitely keeping my options open and definitely my main goal is finding a college that suits both my education needs, but if sports comes along with it, that would be even better.
When you're looking at maybe a coach or a program that you would play college at the next level after the education stuff is taken care of, what kind of program or coach or players would you want to kind of lock yourself into?
Well, I would like to lock myself into players that are very like I think that hold on a second. I would like to involve myself from people who are very understanding and like are very helpful and communicative towards me. And just, I mean, I took a college tour at Geneva, and I really like the campus and the girls there. I've met some of the high school player or the college players, and I really enjoyed seeing them.
Speaking about coaches, we can't let this interview go without letting you talk about Coach DeRose and Coach Farron. And they've meant so much to this program. It's been so successful over the last decade plus. From your perspective, what do they do to make this program so nurturing, so successful? You know, we see players just come in and immediately be able to grow into great players. What do you see from that coaching staff that lets them do that?
They're all great people. They know what they're talking about. I never doubted any one of them. Coach DeRose, Coach Farron, Coach Starkey, even the JV coaches. They're very fun people to be around, and I'm very blessed to have them as my coaches. You know, they make this team a second family for me, and I love every single one of them.
One of the things I love is watching them work together. You know, they're so good together with the coaching. From your perspective, watching Coach Farron and Coach Rose be able to work together as a unit, how much easier does that make it to work together with your teammates?
Yes, they are great role models for us, all of them. It's very heartwarming seeing all of them together.
All right, Gianna, one of the things we like to do at the end of these player profiles, we like to give the player the opportunity to take the spotlight off themselves for a second. We've been talking a lot about you. Let's talk about the people in your support system. I want to give you the time to give out your shout outs and your thanks to the people that are in your corner, have your back, and you wouldn't be here without.
Definitely my parents that I talked about. Both my mom and my dad are very supportive of whatever I choose to do, and they always have my back. Obviously, my brother, I love him very much, and he's also very supportive. All of my family, my grandparents, you know, every single person in my family has had a role on my life, and I want to thank them. You know, all of my coaches that I've had, every single one of them in the past, whether it be any sport, I want to thank them as well. And my hitting coach, Jim Buxton, he always makes time for me whenever I need a little tweaking in my swing. So I want to thank him as well. And my coaches for my travel ball team, Rhonda Koblek, she's amazing. And I just want to make sure I thank everyone I can.
All right, Gianna, we want to thank you so much for the
Thank
time
you so
giving it
much.
to us. We wish you the best of luck on Friday in this regional championship against Champion, and we hope that this journey goes a long way for you, and you're able to get that big trophy at the end of the year.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Gianna, we'll see you again real soon.
See ya.